Oh, Adam's coming. All right.
You made it sound so sexual, which I appreciate. I'm gonna open a beer.
I would open a beer. Yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Anyone having a drink tonight?
Yep.
What are you having?
I had. I already had. I had. So
Okay.
my brother-in-law came over, so I had some scotch
Who the fuck's your
and
brother-in-law?
a beer. His name's Nick.
How have I never met him? Is this Bree's brother?
Well, when you get married on um, Zoom,
Oh, your wife has a brother?
no, not my bro. Like, yeah, my who would like so Preston
I thought you meant
maybe.
Bree's brother.
Oh no,
Well,
no. Brent is in. She does have a brother. Sorry, I thought you were
that's what I
implying.
thought. Yeah.
I thought you were implying something that I thought my entire life, but I was like, you too? You believe that too? I think he. I knew
I
it.
don't even know what you're saying, but it sounds dirty and I like it.
I knew
Um,
it.
I when I logged into Discord for the first time in 5 years, obviously Preston was we're not live, right? So
Oh,
obviously
we're
Preston was
alive. Oh, we're live.
okay, so let's talk shit about Preston.
Yeah, real quick.
Obviously Preston was online playing games, which is I assume where I left him 5 years ago, the last time I logged into Discord. So I immediately started sending him messages being like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, I play games, so log on and let me know." I was like, "Okay, okay, man." Dude, just
Yeah,
funny.
that
I
he.
I miss him though. He was part of my original introduction to D&D. He was a big part of it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's when we had that dude, right?
Well,
Did we have the guy? Forgot.
that
Did
was the
we?
first
Yeah,
game I played
Seth.
with you.
Yeah, Seth. I wonder what
No,
Seth is up
before
to.
before
No,
Chris.
you guys were before me, but
We hired a dungeon master to come over and basically teach us how to play Dungeons and
Yeah,
Dragons a
this is true.
million years ago.
This is true.
yeah.
And he would show up and we would have like this was before I think Spencer had a real job, but I was like kind of working
You.
a fake
Yes,
job.
Seth.
So I'd show up at Spencer's at like 4:45, wait for him to get off work, and then be like, all right, so we're gonna get real stoned right now. Blur this out, blot this out from the
Yeah,
video.
block
But
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
block that out, block that out.
Who's this? Who is this?
Yeah,
Fake prank caller. Prank caller.
yeah, fake all, fake all. But then the dungeon master would show up and like try and teach us, and I'd be like, I don't know where the fuck I am right now. It's like I'm so high, like how funny is this?
That was hilarious. Yeah, well, we had good times of learning how to
Very good
like.
times, very good times. It did
Yeah,
develop my love for the game, to be fair. He did
it's
do
true.
that. He did help with that. And then
It's true.
Preston would make me drink too much scotch, and then I wouldn't remember any of the
Yeah,
rules.
those recaps were awful. But shortly thereafter, Chris was like, "No, actually, Chris, I think you
You guys
posted something
started
on."
a campaign.
But that was you joined without Seth, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
joined
even
when
know who.
Preston was taking over,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
guys were starting something, and I joined, and my first
Yeah,
interaction with your party was, "You think I was a creature who pooped myself in a bag?"
yeah,
So we had a good read on you, to be fair. That was very accurate.
I don't
yeah.
know about that.
Be,
Not at all.
being the dungeon master's brother is tough because it's like every fail, it's like, okay, so you really epically fail this in this perfect description, and you also shit your pants.
Yeah.
Next,
A-
Chris, you're next.
And and Preston is very punitive too as a dungeon master, so
Yeah,
it's
don't fuck
10
around.
times worse.
Well, we are live. Adam, welcome, welcome. I like your what sort of jersey are you rocking? Da Bears.
Bear. It's like a retro Bears basketball jersey. My
Nice.
wife got it. I don't know.
I like it. It
Thank
says
you.
it's my birthday. It's
God
Adam's
damn
birthday,
it.
by the way.
Hey, happy birthday!
Yeah.
Happy
Thanks,
birthday.
guys.
Happy birthday.
You're gonna find a cake, and there's gonna be a Marilyn Monroe character in it that sings you, but Matt's gonna sing it, and that's it. That's
And
that's
then our
that.
microphone is a mimic.
How many cool points is having a birthday
And
work.
she's a mind flayer. That's you get one cool point. All right, let's roll for recap.
One
Is
cool
everyone
point for
is everyone-
surviving a year?
Yeah, is everyone ready? I'm gonna roll for recap right here.
I'm ready.
Gosh.
Come on,
I need
baby.
my dice.
Be
my dice.
good to me.
Wait, we're high still, right?
Yeah, we're in the sky. Technically,
Well, I rolled a
technically,
one.
Well, technically we
Oh.
haven't landed yet.
Jake gets to do abstract interpretation because he missed last session.
I thought you said
Oh.
we're everyone high.
We're high. We're rolling 4 high. I got a 7, so I feel like I'm safe.
So,
Two.
Bob, I think we have to roll off.
Roll off? Oh God.
I got a 2.
Okay, hold on. Ooh, 19.
12.
All right, you're up. You're up, Stag.
God damn it.
Jake was just saying. I mean, Chris was just saying how this is his worst, his worst note
I rolled a
taking.
20, guys.
Hey,
Oh, of course. Happy
wasted
For the
it.
birthday boy.
he
Yeah.
wasted
I mean,
it.
Let me
Keep
just
'em
be clear. There is a 0% chance Stag doesn't have detailed notes. And also, my notes from 728 said, did cool shit, 45 plus 18 XP. I don't feel like that's going to be an accurate description of what we did. So take it away, Stag.
So, the shortest amount of notes, half a page. So, last session, we come to racing towards the airships. The dragon popped out of the temple. The priest was a ancient amethyst dragon who was angry and wanted the orb back.
Recording in progress.
Glad it's recorded. And we beat the dragon onto the boats, and we were trying to rip the boats away. Stag was able to yank their boat away, but Turgan was having a little trouble pulling their boat and just got blasted by the dragon's breath twice.
Yes.
And to the point where the ship just like exploded underneath them as it was falling. And the Asterix was
And we did
sailing
the
away,
coolest play
just
ever.
battering the dragon with all their weapons. They see the ship going down, so we start to turn back towards them, get as close as we can. And as the ship is crumbling, Turgan runs and jumps from flaming debris to flaming debris and flying through the air, landing and catching on the side of the boat.
You cast
Somehow.
a featherfall.
Yeah. Well, I was giving you the credit without giving Stag the spell. You made an amazing leap. And then we swooped down and caught the other crew member, the orc, who was slowly drifting down because he was not nearly as cool as Turgan, even though he tried to be. Booterbot went racing up to the dragon because he's like, shit, I don't know anything other to do than just race up to him, and I gotta race up to a dragon. So he went up there, dumped the contents of his alchemy jug, which was some poison from back in the day with Kali Lafort, and was basically fighting the dragon from inside of its head. We successfully burned all the dragon's legendary resistances and cast a spell that made it incapacitated and just fall to the ground. And so we raced behind it as it was falling down, preparing to kill this dragon. It smashed into the ground, did not die because it's an ancient dragon, and wants to fall from the sky, right? And it rises up, it breath weapons the entire ship. It shoots these exploding orbs, and we are using everything we have to get it. And it takes all of us down. But the only reason we're alive is because one person was off the ship up in the dragon's face, and that was Booterbot. And Booterbot thunder waved inside of this dragon's head, and if only for Spencer saying yes to piercing damage from the teeth in the mouth, was it enough to kill the dragon. Otherwise he had 1 hit point. And then Booter raced up, healed us all up in the most economical fashion so that no one would die. And around that time we look off in the distance and we hear the sound of Doomhand in our ears. Something along the lines of "I'm coming for you," I believe.
Give or take.
But as the Amethyst Dragon slowly dies, the last remaining follower of the Sun God, as this island that we were on had smashed into the shoreline, the northern shoreline of the main landmass on Druven. As Isol died, the sun slowly dimmed in intensity a little bit. And that's where we left off, I believe.
That was actually pretty good for no notes. The only thing that I would have changed differently was emphasizing Adam's jump, which was Mario-esque. It was insane. 45 minutes and like 30 seconds or something in the last episode. That might be one of the high points. A clip is being made. Clip is being processed. That was hilarious. And it was also like, how the hell am I going to do this? I feel like I just killed Adam, and he rolled a nat 20 and got it. It was insane. But okay. So Chris, last time you rolled towards the end of the battle, you rolled a history check, and that history check told you because you and actually Jake are the only player characters to have a run-in with Doomhand and sort of know firsthand, experience-wise, what he's looking for. And you know that the skulls he's looking for, you also know that he's trying to kill the gods by destroying the followers. So obviously, destroying the sun gods' peoples somehow... who knows how that's going to role play out, but,
right.
He's got to have some sort of gratitude towards you for that, but he's not your friend. You guys the ship is 90 feet in the air. I know you guys wanted to loot the dragon. There is dust still settling all around you from this huge impact from the island that fell. So you are your northern region on Undrvan. I showed you the map last time in our group chat. So you're sort of towards the northern icy Arctic area, part onshore, part offshore is where the island landed. So it's wet. There's dust settling. Still from the battle. You can see that there are bodies, there's buildings, there's a lot of rock primarily. So this icy landscape I've made here is just representative of where you are. The surroundings around you would be sort of quiet and waves crashing and water receding from where you landed. Now, over the group chat of that week, you guys asked me about how far away Doomhand was. And math-wise, I was trying to work it out. He's about, if you can see his sails, which is what I would say would be an indication that your ability to identify like who's sailing towards you, which would be his sails. Maybe he has a symbol that you guys have seen or something. He would be about an hour and a half away, math-wise, from where you are. So you have plenty of time. But you guys are very low on health. Sprock has been trying to man the fort, let's say, in the ship, keeping it all together. So he's fine. Jake, are you with us?
Yep.
And so Jake has pretty good health. And you guys are 90 feet up in the air. And there's a dead dragon carcass.
Stag will start to steer the ship down towards the ground, towards where the dragon carcass is.
Okay.
Doomhand's coming. We gotta be quick.
Let's hurry.
There's some good stuff on here. I'm sure of it. And we'll go to try and harvest or take parts of this dragon.
Okay.
Call Brain.
I call Brain.
Well,
Sick fuck.
Yeah. Well,
Well, hold on. You want Stag is about to get a
Brain,
little
a
weird.
euphemism for something too.
It is.
I call that brain too.
I call all the brains.
So if we can like quickly chop off like a claw,
What?
I'm going to animate that claw to help it carry parts of the dragon onto the boat.
You're hilarious. This is your claw. This
Okay.
pile
I want,
of rubble.
I want to, if I could collect a couple scales to make like some like, I don't know, like improve my spiky shoulder pad somehow.
Okay.
Or take a couple of claws if that's possible, and then we could figure it out later down the line.
Let's
No,
get
we'll
the
do
head.
it. I have it right here. I put together a table for rolling. If you wanted random items, I was going to give each of you 2. But I was also wondering,
Wait.
well, what if, like, for example, what if Adam wanted the eyeball, or like, what if, if you
Right.
guys were zoomed in, I would just give you that item on that thing. So the scale is one of them.
Spence, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How we're within a minute of when the dragon died, right? Like
Yeah.
it just happened, right?
Yeah.
I just want to
Yes.
be clear about that.
Yeah, I mean, imagine dropping down your ship and deloading. You're probably a couple minutes.
A couple of minutes. I need you to be very specific right now.
Well, we could have been on. We would have been on the ground.
What are you
near
trying
them
to do? Is what
really quickly.
I think a dungeon master
before I
should say.
tell
What are
you
you
what
trying to
I'm-
do?
Before I tell you what I'm trying to do, I'd like to know if it's been 1 minute or more, or 1 minute or less since the dragon has died.
You were on the ground when the dragon died, right?
Right.
No, they were in the air.
When we were 90 feet in the air, and as the dragon died, we would dive down. So we would be on the ship next to the dragon within that minute.
Nat,
But
it's
if we were
been
on
more
the
than
ground,
it's been more than
We would
60
be
seconds.
more than a minute.
More than 60 seconds? Okay.
Yes.
Never mind. Continue on.
But if you have something that goes 90 feet and you want to use it on your descent,
I don't.
okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I'd have to be. I had a whole plan I carved out over the last week, but I thought we'd be next to the dragon when he
Well,
died.
if you wanted to be next to it, I could have slow falled you, and you lower softly 60 feet and around.
He's
So it
dead.
could be
No,
diving
no.
down. You could jump off. I could get you right there. Something you
It's
need.
okay. Let's carve
All
up the
right.
dragon. Brock
So-
can get his gross brain.
So let's do Adam first. Adam, your scale. You can. So what would you like to do with these? You wanna increase? You wanna get like a scale for your weapons?
No. I wanted to basically put like dragon teeth instead of the spikes that I have on my
Okay.
shoulder pad.
Okay.
And I wanted to know if there was a way I could either increase the damage on the shoulder or apply like some kind of dot, like a damage over time or something
Yeah.
unique
Yeah.
to the
Okay.
shoulder.
So you get a couple.
I'll take whatever.
Okay, the tooth sharpened into a dagger. It cuts extra deep, dealing a bit more damage than normal. So, let's give that to you. Tooth honed in. So you get a +1 on your attack for your shoulder, and it's going to
Okay.
deal. And because it was a force dragon, like a force dragon, you're going to get a 1d force damage if the wielder deals extra 1d4 force damage if the wielder struck the killing blow. You just get an additional 1d4 force damage with your dragon tooth shoulder. You are going to also get, because you decided to take. Well, you're not taking the scale. Are you going to take the scale too?
Well, technically, I get penalized if I wear armor.
Okay.
So it would be more like a flashy. So I'm happy with extra damage on my shoulder. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, what would you like to have?
Well, I was just
Yeah.
wanting to collect as many of the parts as we could.
Oh.
At least the head, the claw.
Okay.
Well, eventually I want to pimp out this ship with
Oh, gotcha.
like dragon parts to try and Show how badass we are.
Okay.
And try to get the heart if possible, because I know that's probably valuable.
All right. So the heart, Chris. Heart fire core. A glowing, still warm magical core from the dragon's chest. It can power your airship for several days, or be forged into a legendary weapon. One or the other.
Well, let's get
That's
it on
up
the
to
ship.
you. Yeah, that's up to you. So that's what you're going to go
So
for the
it's
heart.
just a couple
Yeah.
days or a legendary weapon.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to roll those on a 1d4. If you would decide to do that, which you won't necessarily have to.
A d4 of days.
Yeah, I'm going to give you guys some random rolls too. Matt, what focal point would you like to go for? I've got other things for each one, so don't worry about that.
I think I would just be I'm watching Doomhand's ship right now. I'm not focused on the dragon.
All right, you'll get two random items. Okay, and Jake, would you like to roll for your random too? Or are you interested? You're interested in the brain.
I mean, can I get the brain?
Yeah.
You know what? I take it back. I'm as far away from the guy carving out the brain as possible.
Yes, you can get the brain. You cut open this. You cut open this dragon head, leaving it as Jake. I mean, as Stag wanted, so that it can still be used on the ship for decorative purposes. But you take this brain, and what do you do with it? You get this massive brain. I would say it's like probably this big. What are you planning on?
I'm extracting brain and consuming.
So you're gonna eat this thing?
Cool.
Okay. You on the spot lore drop. Here we go. Unprepared. You have, and let me just get his name right. His name was Izel, I believe. Izel, the sun god, grew up on the island of Tankok, worshiping. His father was like the minister priest of the sun god, and you get flashes of his younger childhood, learning the sun trades and seeing his father do the rituals with the other gnomes. And flash forward, his father dies, and you become the head of the sun god's keep. You have images of the crystal. You see him worshiping this crystal enough to become one with the god and almost become a avatar of the sun god, avatar-esque, and you have the ability to transform yourself into a dragon. Years go by of praising the sun, and nothing really changes much. You do hear murmurs and rumors of a madman on a crusade to kill the gods, but you're not really worried about that too much. And then you see the inevitable doom of the island crashing, and then you eating Booterbot and Booterbot shoving his sword through your head. With that, Jake, you are going to gain an item of some kind. I want you to have in the brain, there's going to be like as you're chewing and sucking it, there's going to be a physical thing. We'll come back to you because I got to think about that for a second. Who hasn't picked their Matt? Do you want to roll for your item?
Yeah, I'll roll. I'll at least roll.
All right.
The claws
But
grabbing.
I'm
grab you
focused.
something.
All right. Everyone, give me a roll.
I send Falco to pick up whatever it is.
Jake,
Oh, boy.
Jake, you're gonna get you're gonna get these 2 brain stems. They're gonna act, and these are just gonna be things that I just give you. There's no real mechanic to it, but you're gonna be able to. Where the hell is the note for the brainstem? You're going to be able to. Sorry, not sorry. It's 3. I think it's number 3. You're going to be able to block an incoming attack, magically, in a you're gonna, one of these brain stems, if you were to throw it down on the ground, let's say, you're going to be able to create a sort of like a force around you, which will be able to block any type of, not like say magic, but any type of elemental or physical object coming in. So you're going to be able to null a physical attack around you, I would say 20 by 20 feet. So if you guys are in a close encounter and a fire exhales on you guys, Jake could, as a reaction, throw this thing down and nullify that attack. Just one time.
Well, 2, because I got 2 of them.
Correct. That'll be your brain stem, because that one's one of the more powerful things. Now, everyone give me a roll of a d10. Matt, you're going to...
I wanted to...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, D10 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Before we end
Yeah.
the looting of the dragon, I, as a wild barbarian, I also would like the liver, and I wanted to know if I can, like, I want to be able to use it, and I want it to give me something crazy. Like, I want it to be like a one-time use type of thing, and when I eat it, like, it's gonna do something crazy, and you can surprise me if you want.
When you eat it, we'll tell you what happens.
But I want it to be like, we're like dire moment, like kind of like last game, like that, like one of those situations.
That's
okay,
fine.
Cool.
You turn blue.
Yeah, you roll a Constitution first, and you take 2 poison damage, or you become Superman. Don't roll on that one. All right, everyone, roll me a 10.
5.
1.
All right.
3.
Okay.
2.
1.
All right. So 1, a small crystal that lets you mimic any voice you heard for a minute.
Okay.
All right, that's your. I split these tables up into role-playing items as well as the physical damage items. Jake, what'd you get? I mean, Jake, that was yours, right? You got a 1?
Yeah.
3 uses, so you can mimic your voice to make it sound like anyone else's. You get 3 uses. Let's go, Matt. What'd you get?
2.
A 2. Whispering Fang. A tooth that lets you send a short thought to anyone you can see. They hear it in their head. Great for secret messages.
Excellent.
Unlimited. It's unlimited, but 1 sentence at a time. So you can't have a monologue. It's got to be 1 sentence at a time.
I like that.
Chris, what'd you get?
I got a 5.
5. Sparkling powder that, when sparkled in the air, makes NPCs more friendly towards you. Great. For 5 minutes. This will work once per day. I guess there's a limit on the powder, but we can get into that later if you use too much of it. Adam, what was your roll?
A 3.
A 3. Laughing scale. A violent dragon scale. Oh no, sorry. A violet dragon scale that makes any NPC nearby suddenly burst into laughter for 10 seconds. Works once per day. Now, Matt, you're going to get some items. So I can read those back to you, but we have them also recorded. Roll me, I guess, two D10s.
That would be 2 1s.
Excellent. You're gonna get dense and violet. You're getting a dragon bone shard. Dense and violet streaked, can be fashioned into arrowheads that deal an extra 1d6 damage.
Okay.
And then the other 10 is going to be.
Just to be clear, they were 1s, not 10s.
Yeah. You're going to get. Where is it? Here we go. You're gonna get this thing called memory dust, which you can throw, I guess, from the remains of the brain. You're gonna be able to cast sleep, and you got to write this down.
I'm writing it down.
A DC 15 memory dust. You're gonna be able to use this 5 times. Throw in the air to cast sleep on NPCs or anything you want. And as you guys are doing this, the time is ticking. I'll be fair with you and just say maybe a good 20 minutes has gone by.
20 minutes.
We've been too long. Let's go. We have to flee now.
Does anyone want anything else? There is a complete wreckage scene, so you do not have to go back onto the ship. If you don't want to go back onto the ship, I am prepared to go where you guys want. You can make this a water voyage. You can make it a sky voyage. You have a boat that can do both.
Can we take a minute to converse?
Yes.
Okay. And by a minute, I mean like 15 seconds, because we don't want to
No.
waste time.
This is a meta converse as to what you guys want to do, so it'll help me DM.
I still think we need to get the fuck away from Doomhand.
This spot.
That's just my personal opinion. I don't know this Doomhand guy. I'm not familiar with his work, but you guys seem terrified, and you guys are pretty tough. So I'd like to get away from him.
At this point, Stag will say it's morphin time, and he's going to let his morphed armor come on.
Morphin time, I freak the fuck out. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Hold on, you have these overpowered spells and you can morph? What is this?
Well, I think we need to take a trip to the Sage Island. It's a good place to hide out. I don't think Doomhand will look for us there.
Hang on. So
I pull out my Warhammer as he's morphing, and I get ready to attack him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Let's get on the ship and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Adam?
Why are we? Hold on, I'm confused. Why are we so scared of this guy? Meta. One, I don't know much about Agoth Doomhand at all, and as a character, he's totally confused. Like, I heard he's a dwarf. Like, what's wrong with this guy?
I hop on the boat. I'll tell you the tales of Agoth Doomhand.
I can't wait to
tell you the story of him.
Isn't he trying to kill this? Wasn't he pissed at this dragon? Isn't that what?
I'll tell you everything. Just on the boat. I need to get away from him. Bob is right. Bob's your uncle.
My captain is saying get on the ship, so I follow him onto the ship, even though he's just turned into some weird thing.
I think y'all are racist against dwarves.
It's not. It has nothing to do with.
Oh, I know.
I whisper into Stag's ear after he's morphed. Look, boss, I'm with you, and I'm with the other captain. But can we leave this xenomorph behind, or whatever the fuck he is? He's brains over here, and I don't want him to hear me.
He's a chosen one, a chosen hero. As odd as it sounds, this was done to him. This wasn't how he was born. He was infected, and he fought through and survived.
Interesting.
And still has control of himself.
So he's cursed, and he needs to be saved.
But he has something important to do before what needs to be done.
Okay. Just keep him away from me.
Who, Jake?
Yeah.
So Jake, roll me.
You can hear all of that.
Yeah, Jake, you for some reason this new guy, Matt's cleric, does not like you very much, because and it's personal. I would take it personally. Probably because you're a Ceramorph of some kind.
Yeah, well, it's gonna have to get over it.
Yeah, there you go. All right. All right. So another 45 minutes has gone by.
No. Stag will use his claw hand to start picking people up and putting them on the airship as needed.
As carefully as you can. Okay.
And moving body parts and other parts of the dragon that we're taking with us as we start to fly off.
All right. 1 hour away would be 1/3 of so 4 hours out, which is probably 100 feet per. You guys are fine. But as you fly up, so you guys are going to take off.
Yeah, well, I think we'd try and hang low to the ground.
Okay.
And if you guys are up for it, heading to the Skull Force Island.
Okay.
There's a skull there that can answer a lot more questions than I can.
Fucking skull.
He's a
wow.
He's quite the ride. He's a comedian. You'll
That's
love him.
hilarious. You guys are probably well, who's navigating? Who's navigator? Jake. You're
I'm navigating, right?
Yeah, you're navigator. Roll me I guess an insight check. Let's just see if you know where you guys are.
10.
You know that it's cold. You're probably northern. You do know that you traveled northwest, away from Trigard. You're in unfamiliar territory, and you're not 100% sure if this sea that you landed on is part of the sea. This ocean area is connected with the same ocean area that you were in. It's a different color. There's a lot more ice in it. So you're not 100% familiar. You just know that you're northern, but you do know that the climate of where you came from, and you do remember, was a lot warmer. So your ability, you could tell the group that, you know that you're quite some distance away from the Skullforce Ninja shack, or tomb, rather. Tomb of Dead Sages is what it was called.
Tomb of Death Sages, that's what it is. Thank you.
With that, you just let me know what you want to do.
Well, I'll start heading on the coastline until you can get a better sense, Sprock.
All right.
He'll start taking us along the coast away from where Doomhand is coming from.
Okay. All right.
Can this ship still fly?
Yeah, the ship has
We're slow.
70 HP. You have no crew. It's just you.
Yeah.
So you have disadvantage on all ship actions, and the ship travels at 1/3.
It's normal speed.
It's normal speed. So as you guys are traveling along, Doomhand is gaining on you.
Can we attempt some repairs?
Yep. Stag is gonna tell someone to Bob, hold the wheel. Hold the straight, follow the shoreline.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go with Stag and start just taking directions from him and fixing stuff as quickly as possible.
Stag is just gonna start using mending wherever he can.
I'm
Singing
gonna
to
point
the
out
wood.
places and be like, "Yo, there's another hole. Fix that one."
It's hilarious. Let me see how mending is going to go here. You guys, so you're just going to cast mending?
Yeah, it takes a minute to mend up to a 1 foot area, a 1 foot break.
Is that a cantrip or a...
It is a cantrip.
Okay. Okay. And how much is it meant? Like, can it? It's up for my interpretation as to how much.
The spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, a leaking wineskin. As long as the break or tear is no longer than 1 foot in any dimension, you mend it, leaving no trace of the former damage.
Okay. All right. I will. How long are you guys going to be traveling is the next question while mending. Now keep in mind that Doomhand is on your tail.
I will be continually mending.
Okay. Jake, roll me a random aerial encounter. Doomhand is on your tail. He has gained, let's say, Chris, it's been 30 minutes.
Okay.
You are going to be at... Let's say it was 20 minutes. You're going to be at 90 HP, so it's been 20 minutes since you guys have been sailing. But do you guys you remember that your crystals on the ship also power the ship? So you're still hovering about 90 feet above the air. You guys have, I don't think, a lot of crystals left.
Well, we had 13 before the fight. And then we used 1 to break away. We did like 3 barrages. Those are 2 each. That's 7.
Yeah.
And I don't think we did anything else.
And then the time of the fight.
Oh, we boosted 1, so that's boosted twice.
So that's 8, 9. And the time it took to do the fight, and the half hour you just spent doing stuff. So I would say that calling it 4 crystals left is fine. Is more than fair. Now, Jake, give me a roll. You guys are sort of like hovering around the. Are you going northern or are you going? I guess you would be.
I don't think we have a sense of what's north or south yet. I think we'd just be going away from Doomhand.
Okay, so you're
along
traveling.
the coast.
Okay, all right. So you're traveling along the coast. You see that everything's icy. There's ice everywhere. You guys are only 90 feet in the air, so you can see as far as you can see. There are some larger mountains off in the distance, but there's snow cliff, and there's no real settlement that you can see from that far up. Not that there might be down there, but definitely disguised that they are. Jake, give me a D100 roll.
D100.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to change the map to the aerial one.
65.
65. All right. So you guys are in the air, going along the edge, and oh, perfect. There's two ships. What are the chances there?
I had a question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see any of the wreckage from the other ship that I was on?
No, that would have been buried. That you in
okay.
No, because you landed above the I'm sorry. You guys were going straight down. Why don't you? It would have sort of disintegrated into the water. I would say
That's
not
fine.
Disintegrated, but you know.
I was just trying to
sunken.
see if maybe there was like a hull or something. I could check to see if there's any crystals in there from my ship.
Yeah, that time passed when you guys sailed away. But Doomhand is on your tail. Jake, what'd you get? A 65?
Yeah, 65.
All right. A malfunctioning wand. Wow, what is this? A malfunctioning wand.
We're supposed to ask you that.
Gyrating through the air and firing magic missile at random directions. All right, so you guys are trying to
check again on that.
You guys are trying to quietly, discreetly come around. You come across this random wand, and you see sparks shooting And I would say, how would we best a random direction? Who's doing this steering here? Actually, Chris is downstairs healing. Jake, you're
Bob
up.
is at the wheel.
Bob is at the wheel. Bob, you're at the wheel. Jake, you are going to be rolling. You guys are going to roll together with it. So I'm going to roll 6 shots. Above a... And it's going to be, I guess, a 6 will be pointed towards you. That's a 1. That's a 5. That's a 1. So 1's pointed towards you. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. This is the last roll. Come on, baby. Ah. All right. 1 shot of magic missile shoots in your direction, Jake and Bob, or Sprock and Bob. This thing is shooting off in all directions, and then it points towards you. Jake, you can see it point towards you. You guys will have a reaction roll with the ship, as you guys are the captains. So let's have the ship do. What would you're gonna absorb the hit, or would you like to try to dodge the ship with the ship action?
My steering? I'm steering, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just 1 missile,
It's just magic missile, so it's a D4.
but it's just 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we just absorb the hit.
All right.
What's our ship health at?
It's in the 90s, I
Well,
believe.
it was at
70
70 before any healing
You're
that
at.
I've been able to do with mending.
It was 20 minutes. It was 90. It's at 90 now.
Okay.
I start talking exactly like Sean Connery in Hunt for Red October, and I'm just like, hunker down, missile incoming.
Okay. So the ship absorbs 1d4. Should make that higher. And you get 3 damage. So now you're down to
87.
87. Chris, you're mending this thing. You see a big flame.
The fuck?
Jake, roll me another D100.
What the hell's going on out there?
14.
14.
I scream out, I'm a scout, not a pilot.
Your guys are coming away, and Doomhand is still gaining on you. A swarm of sprites make a huge signal patterns into the fading evening light. So you see that it's getting darker. Let's say another half hour has passed, and Chris, you're down there mending away. I'm gonna give you exhaustion. One. Why don't you roll me a Constitution save?
Okay.
And because you're down there just blasting away your cantrip for an hour, trying to heal as much as possible.
Natural fucking 20 for a 22.
You are awake, and you will pass your next pass because of that. You're just fucking so happy you're healing the ship.
I'm so happy I'm alive.
Yeah, I'll give the ship another 20 there, so you're at 107 HP for the half hour that went
Nice.
by. Jake, you look over past out the side of the ship, and you see the sprites, these magical sort of soul-looking things floating off in the distance, and they're all making a pattern. They make one pattern you recognize, which you will be able to tell me what that is, and they also make a pattern of an arrow, which is sort of pointing gently up, not up directly, but angled upward. What was the pattern that Sprock saw in the sky that you recognize? You can do your own world building here, Jake.
What was the pattern?
Yeah, you see one that you see a pattern in the sky that only Sprock would recognize, and you see another arrow pointing upwards. After that,
From the pattern. After the pattern.
mm-hmm.
think that I remember that pattern from one of the brains that I ate. But I'm pretty sure it was from a helping friend, so I think we should follow it.
So you see a pattern from one of the brains that you ate.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's this guy we killed once long ago. I can't remember.
The pizza guy?
After we killed him, we realized that he actually wasn't evil, and he was trying to help us. I think Matt's former character had tied him up.
Matt, who is this guy? I gotta get for brain purposes. Now I'm gonna. Okay.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are
All right,
talking about.
Jake.
I've never tied any characters up. I would never do such a thing.
In the real world gameplay that we're playing, I'm gonna have this in the back of my head.
Gaming? Sorry.
Yeah, in the back of my in my mind, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I guarantee you, it comes out during the episode. And Sprock, you see this image of something from a brain that you ate from one of the last characters that died, tying up, and you're trying to think, what is that? Why is that meaning so important? Can't wait to figure out who it is.
I don't know, but I say that we follow the arrow.
You gonna communicate that to the group?
That's right, to Stag.
Well, I'm mending. That would be to Bob.
Yeah, but you're the captain, so I want your input.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that sounds good. I trust you, Navigator.
Great. I go tell Bob.
Okay.
I immediately go to Stag and I say, "Is this what we're doing?"
Yes, I confirm.
Okay, and I completely ignore...
Leave me fucking alone. I'm trying to repair the ship. Just fucking get us out of here.
Booterbot's also repairing the ship, right?
Booterbot is Sentinel-like.
Okay.
But he's doing repairs.
Yeah, he's doing repairs. I thought we could turn him on and make him do repairs.
Yeah.
You can
He's
certainly
just a
turn him
stupid
on.
robot.
You're definitely going to turn him on.
But while Stag is repairing, he's going to be telling everyone the story of Agoth Doomhand, how Agoth Doomhand happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. He was chosen by some gods to make a decision that he couldn't win. And he chose the wrong god as the most beautiful, and the others cursed him to die and to see his family die and to be reborn. And now he dies and is revived after some time, and then when he dies again, he's revived again. And he has an army of undead that's killing the world, killing all the gods' followers, because he believes that if the gods have no followers, the gods have no power, and eventually he'll kill and destroy all the power that is causing the magic of his curse. And that's his hope, is that once he kills all the gods, they'll have no more power and he can finally die and be with his family. He is a Skullforce ninja as well. He is the Black Ninja. And he has a tie, I believe, after my research, to the Black Skull of the Skulls of Power. So that's Agoth Doomhand. He leaves a wake of destruction in his path, destroyed my hometown, ravaged it with the undead. Not really a good guy, and it's kind of terrifying as he comes up behind us. I just hope that we can lose the tail and find some place to at least catch a breath. And during that whole story, he's going to slowly be casting over 10 minutes use his inspiring leader feat to give us all 17 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry to metagame, but temporary hit points don't stack, right?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
But you can choose which one you take. So if one's higher, you can take it. If You're being given less. You can choose not to take them.
Okay.
For my
I'm not.
purposes, are you guys going? Now that you guys have had this conversation, what's your take on what you should be doing here? Are you going up? Are you going? Where are you sailing to? And then I'm gonna have you guys roll some.
Can we have a better of an idea of where we are?
Yes, you are. The coast is curving a little bit, and you recognize. Well, Sprock and Jake, give me a history check. Or just Sprock, actually.
Yeah.
20.
Okay, wow. You recognize the symbol of Brock. Remember Brock way back when you guys were at his kingdom? Adam, during that session, Chris's character convinced Brock to go on a crusade, spreading the name of Talos throughout his whole kingdom, even though he didn't believe in Talos. So he's been executing everyone in the name of Talos, the god of storms, I think. And they left the kingdom of Brock through a portal to the Underdark. That portal remains somewhat mysteriously. We don't know if it's active or not. And you recognize that area probably is the kingdom of Brock, off a massive island, probably the size of like Hawaii. You see in the distance. Adam, give me a roll for. We're gonna roll a random flight condition. Give me a D100 roll.
All right. 89.
89. You enter into a pocket or a layer of rejuvenating air imbued with positive radiant energies. So the ship just sort of feels a lot warmer. As you guys are looking over this Brock island, it feels really warm, and there's a certain energy vibe. The creatures that require breathable air take longer to become fatigued and exhausted and recover from their injuries faster. So I will give everyone 14 HP healing with this cloud that you guys just randomly flew through. Undead, however, Matt, undead must make a fortune or constitution save for each hour of traveling in this. So you guys are going through this sort of like whirlwind of like magic, which just seems to be floating there. Who knows why? So good roll, Adam.
Do we have any undead with us? No, right?
No. I was just saying
Well,
that because...
Is Jake undead?
Well, Doomhand is undead.
Hey, real
Fair
quick,
enough.
if I leveled up last game, I got my HP back, right?
Oh, you have to take a long rest to get
not
the
yet.
level up to take effect.
Doomhand's ship seems to be flying towards. He's continuing to follow you
Through that cloud?
He's hovering. He's still really far away.
He's still far away.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing? Are you guys going up? Like, are you guys trying to?
Sprock, is this place safe to hunker down in? Do you think we could lose him here?
Yeah.
We can like freely converse because he's not actually close to us right now.
No, he's not.
Okay, so let me throw out a suggestion. I say we draw him in, and then we hit the brakes, watch him go by us, and then we accelerate in the other direction.
Oh my god.
I like it.
I love how ballsy it is. I'm willing to do it.
Well, while we're waiting,
we get him as close as we can. We
That's
conserve
so
all our
ballsy.
energy, all our power.
And
we make him think he's gonna catch us,
and then we burst in the opposite direction.
and then we spend everything we got to go as fast as we can in the opposite direction.
Now,
Otherwise known as the Top Gun hit the brakes and watch them fly right by.
you do have the island crystal, the ethereal crystal that you stole from.
Yeah,
That's right.
The dragon.
We could pop up to the middle cloud layer.
Jake,
Here.
My suggestion would be we either go as high as we can or as low as we can, and then go opposite.
Jake's vision that he had with thinking really hard about the vision of the sprites in the sky. He's been combing through his memory, trying to figure out this guy, and he was like, was it this guy's brain I ate? No. Was it this guy's brain I ate? No. Then he went through all the brains he ate. He even went through poor Isel's brain that he just ate, his remember his little like assistant? What the hell was that guy's name? Yeah, Isel. Isel was the priest. No, I'm sorry, Jake.
Yeah, Isel's the priest.
I'm sure I must have. Pelor.
Pelor is the god.
Is the god. So the dead priest, who knows, maybe he didn't even have a name. We'll call him Danny. Danny was Pelor's assistant priest, grooming him to become, because he didn't have a child. Anyway, he's tripped over Matt's spear that he was propping open the door and fell on the ground, and that's when Jake attacked him and ate his brain. He remembers Jake remembers seeing a vision of this crystal being used in a ship just like this, and knows that this crystal can actually power the ship past the first level of sky upward, if they get to a certain height, through to the next, what we will call the middle sky region. I've created this world where the sky has different zones and layers, just like the Underdark. And sometimes, just like in the Underdark, creatures and inhabitants don't know of like the Upper Dark or Middle Dark or Lower Dark. So just like that, there are these magic, or maybe it's gravity for those of you who believe in science, that sort of stop the ships from sailing too high, and you need a little extra oomph to get through to the next layer. And that crystal you found on the island and stole from the dragon, Jake, you know that crystal can get you there if you want. That symbol, though, in the sky is still burning a hole in my head. What are you talking about?
Wow.
I'll dig that out too. Yeah, I think we should still.
I was just trying to say you guys have
I guess
options.
we should use the crystal.
Instead of trying to do the flyby, just try and
you
see
do
how
the-
high it can go.
It could be a backup, right?
Well, I
think-
feel like we would need that for the other plan. But we
yeah.
could do a different plan. We have some time to plan right now.
I like the plan. It's very like, let's hide and repair and then blast the fuck out of here. It feels like
And also,
it's very
I feel like
unskillable.
I still have some spell slots. I could potentially cover us in darkness to cloud our initial movement.
I
So
like it.
he is. How long is a long rest?
8 hours.
But we're not doing a long rest.
Would you
We're not
guys
doing
like to
any
do
rest.
A short rest.
We're gonna be working our ass off.
Yeah, I think we'd have to go.
Okay. All right. So, what would you like to do? Just start going towards him?
No, we'd go towards the ground, right?
I would say my theory was we would gradually slow down
This is hilarious.
at an indiscriminate amount. So, like, I don't want to slow down too much because then Doomhand's smart enough to know something's up. So, like, we gradually slow down and start conserving energy to the point where he's not suspicious. But we start gathering all our resources, and the second he's within striking distance, we do everything we can to cloud our next movement, and we blast off in a different direction.
All right, quick question, Spencer.
Yeah.
is just moving like do we burn crystals just driving?
Yeah,
Oh,
you guys are
okay.
about to be going through. You know, that number 4 crystal doesn't look like it's probably more than halfway burnt through already.
So I think that to expand on Matt's idea, we could pretend like we are disabled in some way.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
Oh,
That
get him to land and get off of his ship.
yeah. Or
I
steal
like
Or
it.
even like a fake
What if we
ship
stole
fire
his ship?
of some kind.
Yeah, or we could steal. What if we stole his ship?
I love it. I'm so in on this idea.
This
Let's
is
definitely steal his ship.
all right. Level 20 wizard coming
Oh
up.
my goodness.
Coming up.
Maybe stealing his
Hold on,
ship
hold on,
isn't
hold
the
on.
best idea.
I don't.
But I'm down
I'm
for it.
metagaming. I'm metagaming right now. Like, if this is a totally bad idea, Chris, stop me.
No, trying to steal his ship, I would say would be a bad idea.
I feel like fooling him that our ship is damaged is a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Yes.
Yeah, like we could start we could literally go down to 25% speed, and like
We could start some like controlled fires to make it look like there's smoke coming out from behind us.
that.
Yeah,
might be
can't you
a
make
little
a fake
I think-
fire?
Okay.
What is it? What does that spell? Thaumaturgy? Where you can like
Yeah, thermatology.
where you can like shoot some like sparks in the air and shit to make it seem like. Or am I? I don't know.
I don't
Do
think
we,
he's-
do we have any secondary ships? Any like life rafts?
No,
boats?
no,
No,
definitely,
we don't have any of that.
definitely
Okay.
not. I can't wait to put a fire on your ship, though.
No, well, hold on. Calm down before you start lighting our ship on fire. I'm just saying, I feel like if we start now, he's an hour away, right? We decrease our speed by 5% every minute so that it's not noticeable to Doomhand that he's catching up to us. He just thinks he's great. He's like, oh, I'm so good, my ship is the best. And then he's all of a sudden on us. We spend the next 30-ish minutes planning how we're going to use all of our power to go a different direction, both including smoke screens of some kind, potential fake fires, anything we got.
Yeah.
How high are you guys going to be at this point? Are you guys going to levitate upwards? And this is the last help I'm going to give you.
I feel like we should.
I will be
go-
playing this. I will be playing this as I will be
Ruthlessly?
playing this. Yes.
That's fine. You should.
So if we're-
I feel like
if-
we should go down.
If we're
and
going
then
up, the big crystal's only gonna get us through that last bit. So we have to be able to get all the way up to the barrier before he can catch us.
Okay, but I would say if we're going down, he's gonna think we're like it's more effective as a tricking maneuver because he'll think our
Here's-
ship is failing.
Here's the
If
question.
we're going up, he's gonna know we have power.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking we should just keep floating.
Like
And just-
floating
just use
casually
sails.
down. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, just use sail power.
if
Okay.
Doomhand is on the ground near us, is it gonna be faster? Is it gonna catch us faster from that point, or if we just start going up now? Because how far away does he look?
I thought he was about an hour away.
He will be.
There's probably like a tiny dot on the horizon.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, he was close enough at the very beginning of this. He was close enough for you guys to read his sails. So he was that. But according to my math and flat world versus round world, which I was going to do in the middle because we haven't decided whether or not this world is flat or not. He was about six. It was about 6 hours away, traveling at 60
Full power.
So yeah, at like sail power, but that means it was I think it was 5,200 feet away, which is like a couple miles.
Wait, but
No,
we
5,280 is 1
20
mile.
minutes.
Yeah, so then it was. I can pull up the math.
we blew 20 minutes on the dragon, right?
You definitely.
Roughly.
Yes.
Yeah. He was. Oh, okay. So he was 9 miles away. And I would say that you guys have been traveling for quite a bit, and he's gaining on you. He'll probably be 6 miles away at this point.
Okay. Would we have healed the ship anymore?
If you're working double time,
Yeah.
we'll call
But
it.
forget. Wait, hold on. Forget healing the ship. All preparations need to be made for rocket blast.
Well, the
Like,
ship goes slower if it's not healed up.
Oh, is that true? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is why. Hey, this is why you're the captain.
Chris, you have yes. This is exactly why you're the captain. Cool point, Crafton. I said.
I'm the captain.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
call him a Crafton from now on.
I agree. This guy's the captain for a reason.
The captain has said, okay, so you're Chris, I'll give you the 150, which brings you up past half, which means that you don't have any negatives on
Speed.
speed. So you feel like the ship is well put together at this point, perhaps ready for some sort of encounter. Yeah.
Like, I think we can outrun them up to the middle sky if we just go up. Go up, maybe burn one of these crystals a boost. Give us a little goose on it. Maybe throw them off. Make some fires and barrels and just have some smoke billowing out from behind us. He's already tracking us. Make it look like we're going down, but we're making a last-ditch effort.
My idea is to basically slow down and just sail speed, and then when we see him, straight up burn 2 crystals, like bam, bam,
all
right
the
away.
crystals,
and then create some kind of a diversion to where like he can't see, like enough smoke and shit to like cause him enough where we can actually go upwards.
Yeah.
With all of that, what are you trying to gain?
We're trying to draw him in to then.
To gain
I feel like
what?
what I'm saying is he's faster than us, right?
Well,
Like
right.
if we go at our base speed and he goes at his base speed, he'll catch us eventually.
Does this seem that way now?
It does because he's gaining on us.
But
Well,
that's 'cause we're
he
injured
was
and we're-
gaining when our ship was injured.
What were you
Yeah.
saying, Jake?
Fair
we're
enough.
moving below optimal speed because we were injured.
Yeah. Does it seem like we're able to keep pace now?
You notice that his ship is going a little bit slower, or maybe you notice that yours is going a little bit faster. That crystal downstairs seems to be deteriorating though, because you
Or keep cruising?
keep
At the
cruising.
end of the day, Chris, we've got now 3 crystals left, essentially.
Right.
And probably got a lot more. So he will catch us whether we like it or not.
But like, we're trying to gain time or distance from him, right?
Yes.
Well, we
Like,
want
what's
to,
the whole
but
what's the
no.
whole point of doing the stop and then run?
not even stopping. I'm talking about switching to just sail power.
We
And then-
can't on
Right.
the
We're
water.
not going to out fuel him. Like we can't burn his fuel supply.
Yeah. But
Or can we?
what's the goal of where
Well-
we're going? Are we trying to get all the way up to the middle sky?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Basically
Well, then I
what
say
was
let's
saying
just
is
go now.
We start on a steady decline, like, and just try and beat him.
Yeah, try and beat him. Hope that he doesn't have a greater crystal that can burst through there. Because
Okay,
these crystals
okay.
aren't going to last long. Even
Well,
if we
I would
burst away
assume-
from him.
Look, we stole a dragon's and a crystal that was holding up a whole civilization. There's got to be some extra power in there.
That's what's going to get us to the middle. That's what I think he might not have.
All
Hey,
right.
I think
Crafton,
if we can
let's
get
do
to
it.
the middle, I think we could break free of
But-
them.
But then I
Let's
would
go.
say we would do the same plan without waiting. We burn everything we got to get as far away as we can right away.
How
I
close? How close are you guys going to let this guy get to you?
Well, right now we're not saying what Chris is saying is we wouldn't let him get close. We would just try and keep as much distance as possible.
and try and beat him to the middle sky.
But I just remembered that Spencer said this is a level 20 wizard.
Yeah.
Do we want to risk stopping? Like, I think Chris might be onto something. I liked your idea, but now that I remember that he's a level 20 wizard, I don't know.
But also,
Very
Chris,
strong
can I ask
wizard.
You, what makes him not able to get to the middle?
The only way we can get there is with that massive crystal that was holding up an entire island.
And we're just going to have to assume that he doesn't have one.
What's our other option? What's our other escape plan?
I didn't say I had one. I just said, what's our other option?
I'm going with what we got in front of us.
All right, then I say
If we have other options, let's just keep going what we're doing, and then
40-ish minute head start, right? And we're moving at our optimal speed. If we want to just try and outrun him, I say we do the smokescreen plan. Like, we can still enact that, right? Like, anything we were going to do to try and, throw flares behind us or whatever the equivalent of that is still works.
I like it.
And then we just try and burn rubber.
Try and
when
find
he
a
gets
big
close
cloud.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, if he gets close,
Along
then we
with a bunch
book
of
it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I guess we can like go at a normal rate.
Or going as fast as we can go.
Are you extending upwards, or are you?
I would say it's wait until we get to like a big cloud, and then go behind it and go straight up, so that he doesn't know that we've turned until we're
Okay.
going in that
Is there
direction.
a sun? Wait, is there a sun?
Yes, it's pretty much night, almost night at this point, but there is a moon, which just looks super weird. Give me a.
Well, I was gonna say, can we head towards the sun? Like, can we mask ourselves
Oh, in the
in the
brightness
sun?
of the sun.
You want to
Yes.
sail in the sun, but you can.
Well,
try
I don't
to
want to
do
go
that.
to the sun, but
You
I'm
can
just saying,
try
like,
to do that in the moonlight and silhouette your ship.
Moonlight seems like the opposite of the right idea. We'll just look like E.T. going upwards.
Matt, give me a roll of a D100.
Oh God.
Let's let the dice help you here.
See what time of the day it is.
It's nighttime.
Oh, it's nighttime.
Okay, we got a
We don't have a sun then.
72.
72. Rapidly rising clouds are composed
Let's go.
of churning wisps of superheated steam and boiling water. Caution must be taken to prevent severely scalding burns. So there's a bunch of clouds that come up in front of you guys, and you see them, and you see the steam rising from them.
Perfect distraction.
Let's sail directly into it.
No, let's go. If there's a way to go under. Because if we go in, we're gonna get fucked.
There's certainly.
Yeah, but
a way
if
to
we
go
get
under.
fucked, we could potentially make it through.
Unscathed.
Like, you're sailing through an asteroid field, right? Like, we could take our chances.
Never tell me the odds. Let's do it.
Exactly.
All right, fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we use a burst to try and get through this.
Yes. Yes.
You want to burn one already? All right. I mean, Captain.
This is our escape. We're going to try and get through this as fast as possible.
So what are you going to go straight through this
I don't know.
cloud?
Try and avoid as much as we can.
So you guys are
Well,
going to go head on
is-
into this huge, massive cloud? That's fine.
Is there an
I'm ready.
obvious way to go, like, just underneath it?
You can go underneath it and try to do a deception. See if he loses
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so, like,
Um,
hug it, and then right behind it, shoot straight up.
Okay. So he's behind you. He's about what did we say? About 6. Let's make it. Let's
6
call
miles.
it 6 miles out. The ship is getting larger. Every second you guys wait. So you guys are gonna fly underneath it. Let's do a. Let's do
Deception?
I'm trying to figure out how to do a deception with the. I guess it would. Let's do a group deception.
Okay, wait.
With
I'm
this,
gonna
it's gonna
cast
be. It's gonna,
as we start that. I'm gonna cast Circle of Power.
What is
Nice.
That's a 5th level spell. An aura radiates around me and a 30-foot emanation for the duration. It's 10 minutes.
Okay.
While in the aura, our allies have advantage on saving throws against spells and any magical effects.
Nice.
So, any state, like, not everything, but will give us a little bump.
Okay. Well, because you guys are on the ship and it's unmanned, just you guys are going to give me a group deception check. And instead of being disadvantaged because of Matt's aura, it'll be a regular one. You guys are trying to get a total of averaged above 15 for deceiving.
Oh no!
I
Only
rolled
got a
2.
23.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Let's go.
So
Bringing
20,
the averages down.
20, 23, 2. Jake, what'd you get?
It's perception, right?
It's
Deception.
deception. You need to give a 15 or.
I only got a 5.
A natural
Okay.
20 counts for 5 20s, though, right?
Well, what's your total?
It's 12 and a half you guys got.
What's your
It's only-
total on top of your 20?
It's only 21.
Oh, so 21.
Oh, was it 21?
It was a natural 20, but it's 21.
And Matt, Jake, you got a 5?
Yeah.
We failed.
You got a 13. We'll round up. So you guys are hovering in this mist, or
We
right
get a little
underneath,
too close.
right underneath it. But he seems to nothing changes. He's still on your ass. But the only thing that separates you now is this hot, steaming. Well, you don't know if it's like. It's hot and steaming because there's vapor and it feels warm. I guess I'm assuming you guys are riding it right underneath it.
But
it's
he's
almost
got to make it
moist,
through that too, boys, so don't worry.
Yeah. Well, once we see a patch of clear sky above us, straight up, I'd say make our distraction and we'll aim it straight up and go straight up to the sky as fast as we can.
All right. In this time period, you're going to hear a big crackle and a boom, and Doomhand's ship starts to speed faster towards you. He's on your ass now, and it looks like he's gaining speed. You guys are hovering underneath, trying to figure out your way of going. Let's roll Adam. Actually, you know what? We'll do Jake because you're the navigator. Jake, it seems that the clouds are fading. The steam feels a little less moist, and the open air is right in front of you. Roll me another D100 to see what the air hasn't. What the element is around you now, or I guess
80.
essentially, yeah, 80. The air opens up and you feel a nice breeze, and all of a sudden, this is hilarious, copper coins begin to fall from the sky like hail. Boom, 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 the deck starts getting hit. Boom, 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 boom. Doomhand's ship is gaining on you. I would say it's probably closer to three. I don't know how much time that was, but 3 miles away. He's not too far. He's not dangerously close. But would you guys like to burn your thing, or where are you going?
Are we able to go up yet?
You can go in any direction you want. You're on a ship.
Well,
Yes.
is there the
Yes.
steaming cloud above us?
Copper coins are falling from the sky every which way. So any action on the ship is going to be at disadvantage, but so is his. And yeah, you can go up if you want.
So there's not the steaming cloud above us?
No, that had dissipated.
Well, right at the end of it, we would turn up
Okay.
to try and force him to go around it or go through it.
One more of your crystals is gone now. You have 3.
Okay.
So you guys are ascending now.
As fast as we can.
And you're going to see Doomhand's ship start following you, ascending as well.
Is it going through the steaming cloud?
It is going to be going through the steaming cloud.
Okay. Well, do we want to use one of our crystals to go fast?
Sure.
What else are we going to use them for?
All right. Hold on. Not to a penny, but to the rail.
Are you trying to go? What are you trying to do to ascend to the?
We're trying to get all the way to the barrier to get to the Middle Dark until we can burst the big crystal to get all the way up.
Okay, burn that. Burn your rubber, Chris. Burn your rubber. Who's putting the crystal in?
It's not me. That'd normally be Booter, but
Booter can do it.
Turgan, shove the crystal
Turgan.
Okay. Am I gonna get radiation from this?
What time? I don't think so. It's those are like standard crystals, you know. But the any other crystal that you have, you'll have to roll some stuff for.
Okay.
All right, so you guys flare, the ship goes, you guys boost, you use your boosting skill, which was what? I think it was overburn. You guys are going to use one full crystal to boost.
We're down to 2.
So you go 100 miles really, really quickly. Well, up to 100 miles, and you guys are ascending now. How high in our world is the first layer? Like, you have the commuter flights that can fly in the ozone, and then like I think it's 14 miles. Is that right?
So it's about 30,000 feet is where commercial planes fly.
Yeah. When does it become thin air where you can't like do shit? Because I cut it into.
Well, what the very top is space, right?
Yeah.
So if you go like 60,000 miles up, most things need pressurized suits or other breathing apparatuses to go up that high.
Okay. So the here it is.
Because then you still have room for above that for space.
So the troposphere is 10 miles. We'll keep it the same. 10 miles. So you're able to burn this thing a lot going straight up, I'm assuming, at an angle straight up. So so you have more power to it, but as you ascend, you're going to have to roll me another these shards of copper that are hailing. Everyone give me a dex save. They become almost like they are flying bits, almost like bullets as you guys are going so
with
fast.
advantage on the dex save.
Oh.
No cool point for you.
21.
You just take those. They just beat right off you. You don't care. It's like little bug bites. Jake, what'd you get?
13.
11.
Everyone's rolling with advantage.
Yeah. I rolled a 11 and a 12.
Yeah, advantage on everything.
Or 12 and a 13.
Oh, well,
on any saving throws. I shouldn't say everything.
11.
Okay, those of you who failed of the 15 check, you guys are going to take 3 piercing damage from the shards, and then let's say Adam, give me one more D100 for see what the air is like up top. As the ship gets up to the top, you feel like a force in front of it. Boom. And the whole ship shakes, and it seems like the ship can't get any higher using this force that you have. It seems like the ship.
Use the big one.
11. As the ship is like hitting and being pulled back and moving forward and being pulled back, something like either like a gravity field or some sort of magic is stopping you from breaking that layer in your troposphere, which I'll come up with a better Doom Hand name for it later on. But with a 11, a microburst is a localized column of sinking air downdraft within a thunderstorm, and it's usually less than or equal to 2.5 miles in diameter. Wind suddenly pushes you towards the ground. If flying at a low altitude, a DC check for crashing. So all of a sudden, a whirlwind wraps around, almost like an eye of a small hurricane, starts to whirl around, but you don't see it. It's just a downdraft. It's sucking the ship downward towards the at this point towards the land, actually.
Put the big one in.
Put them all in.
No, just put the big one in. That's gonna get us up.
That's hilarious. Adam, if you're gonna put that big one in, you got to roll me a save or two.
Okay. Not to make a bad joke, but obviously that's what she said.
Dick jokes are the best jokes. All right, tell me what to roll.
Yeah. Give me a. Let's do. This is going to have to be a group as well, I think. All right, so you guys are all of a sudden you're using this one crystal in the holder down in the engine room. You put this thing in. This is the Sun God's island of Tancock crystal that you put in the ship, and the ship all of a sudden drops a little bit because of the downdraft, and all of a sudden it just starts to power through and push and shoot. Something of a force that you have never felt before. The speed at which you can't even contemplate. But you guys are trying to break through the barrier. So everyone's going to have to give me a group strength check on the ship, and then we're going to have some fun role play real quick.
Oh, hey.
Group strength check.
And we get advantage, right, Bob?
That is correct. Well, it's a saving throw.
How long did that last?
10 minutes. It hasn't been 10 minutes.
It's saving throw, right?
It's a check, not a saving throw.
Fair enough. Then no advantage.
A 17.
17. What
16.
am I? 16.
3.
14.
I don't know. There might be some negative shit coming to your ship here. In particular.
Oh wait, no. I rolled a 13. I'm sorry. It was I read the wrong. It was a 13. But
13 plus
still
14 plus 16 plus 17. Wow, you tied it. Ties it, beats it, or meets it, beats it. Wow. So exactly 15. The ship shoots through this force. So the ship had previously been trying to get through, almost knocking against this invisible force field. But the shield that you use, the crystal that you use, gives you enough energy to shoot through. The whole the whole sky, even though it's dark, turns bright light, bright white, and everyone is going to have a moment of thought. As you break through these layers in the sky, that's what's going to happen. Roll me a d12, Matt.
It's a straight D12.
Mm-hmm.
We got a 3.
A 3. You recall a feast where you ate so much pie that the baker crowned you dessert king or queen for the night. But here's the random thing. Stag has that dream, has that memory of you. Stag, roll me a d12.
I get the memory of.
You get the memory of
Matt.
Of Matt winning the pie contest.
A 1.
Matt, I'm sorry. Adam, you get Stag's memory. You remember chasing a chicken through a market as a child and somehow winning the fastest bird wrangler ribbon. The end
seems right.
Yeah.
Good job, dude.
NPCs still remember you as the chicken champion.
Yeah.
Adam, roll me
It's hard to break that name.
Adam, roll me a d12.
Sir. Oh no. You stay in. Okay, 9.
9. You recall a time. Now, this stag, Sprock, you have this memory of Adam. You look down. You're this big, massive dwarf. You remember. You recall a time you tried to sing at a tavern, failed miserably, but everyone clapped anyway. Must have been some sort of like barbaric, like like chanting of like you just slaughtered something. An NPC bard may later teach you the song from that night. So you remember that a bard came up to you at some point, asking you telling you to teach you a song. And then Sprock, roll me your d12.
It is a 5.
Adam, you see yourself as a wait, or is this Matt's characters having this thought?
I think this would be me at this point.
Matt, what'd you get, Jake? A 5?
5.
Matt, you see Sprock not as a Ceramorph. You see him as a part elf, part Underdark, druid. Yeah, you see him as an elf, like an elf druid, not as a Ceramorph. You see yourself dancing wildly at a festival, wearing a ridiculous mask. There was an NPC there who was there the night before, and then later recognized your mask, and was watching you dance. Creepy. So you guys have those memories of each other. So you guys can role play that out now or a later point in time. As you break through, the sky doesn't. The sky, it's the same looking sky. You can still see the land masses below, but everything instead of blue has a pinkish hue to it. And you guys have just entered what we will call the middle sky.
The pink hue. How does the air smell?
Like a tomato.
It is. There's. Yeah, like a tomato. It smells like a unclean tomato. That's hilarious, Jake. Notes on that on Jake's Reddit. Okay, so the area around you it's hard to breathe. It's hard to take in your breath. You can still breathe. It's very lighter. But your ship seems to travel a little bit faster. So as you guys are sailing, the ship and the crystal dies down. Keep in mind now that you only have
2 crystals left.
Two crystals left. So that's something that you're going to have to deal with. You do see though that the middle sky area, unlike the one you had just passed, which was full of weather and there were only a few floating islands that you ran into. This seems to be more condensed. So on a fake flat world, it's not a globe where everything's even and you have infinite sky. As it gets bigger, as you go up, you still have the curved atmosphere, but it's smaller, tighter, which means that there are going to be places there that you can travel to that are closer together, I guess. Everything's more condensed. So with that, you can see, and because now I know the knowledge of sight and whatever radial things are of the eye that I looked up in how to figure out distance from like your eyeball. I think they're called radians. You do see that there are 2 large floating structures off in the distance. One of them seems to be uninhabited. Another one seems to be have buildings and whatnot on them, and they are probably the same distance away from you guys as Doomhand was.
Go to people or not people? Do they look big enough where we can land the ship on it?
They're massive in comparison
Okay.
to the
other ones.
to the Tancock. I would say it's probably about 4 or 5 times the size of Tancock.
Okay. Well, maybe. Well, how far are these two islands apart from each other?
Probably, I don't know. Roll me
They're not like close to each other, but they're like a good distance away.
No, they wouldn't. You get the feeling like, well, first off, the one is uninhabited for some reason, but they are not. There's no like bridges or anything like that. There's no.
Okay.
They're like way far, miles and miles
Okay.
and miles.
Okay.
Away from each other.
Yeah.
So essentially, which one would you guys like to?
Well, we probably
What's your
need
plan?
supplies and information, right? You want to head to the inhabited one? If anything, we can get some protection in numbers. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right. Yeah, we'll fly to the inhabited one
Okay.
and see if there's a place that we can land to try and save some crystal.
Okay, give me a second while I try to figure this out.
All good.
Trying to figure out where our world building thing was, Chris.
Oh. Those islands?
Yeah. I want to draw it out.
You
Okay,
made the
I'll
map.
make it small. You know what? I'll draw it on the tabletop so you can see it. And I'll just make your ship super teeny because there's no point in having this thing up if we're not using it. So as you get closer to this large island, you do see that there are a couple ships coming your way, but they don't seem to be focused on you. So they are passing, and other ships are flying in. There's ships flying in all directions. It seems to be some sort of like
Nice.
commuter post or large settlement. And as you get closer, let me see. You see that this island is actually made up of several smaller floating islands. There is where's the image, Jake or Chris? Here it is. Here we go. There's actually, I believe it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 floating islands. There's one large one, which is, I'll draw this in black for you guys. Oops, that's not right. Give me a second. I'm sorry about that. This is completely unexpected that you guys were going to do this. So this is you have a massive floating island in the middle. There are 3 on the left side, and I'm assuming you guys are going to be coming in from over here. I'll just draw the arrow.
Okay.
There's one island floating above the main island in the middle there. There's one off on the underneath. There's another one on the side. This one's shaped like a sickle, and then there's one over here. So you guys will be sailing in this way. So you see that all these islands are floating there. They all seem, as you guys are coming in, they all seem to be shackled to one another with either ropes of some kind or chains of some kind. You're not exactly sure. And as you get closer, there are ports. In particular, there are ports on the one that's shaped like a tusk.
This one?
Yes. Which would actually be
This
the
one.
closer
Yeah.
one to you. So would you? You don't have to
Is there-
necessarily go there, but
Yeah. Well, it's the closest one. We do need to get somewhere safe. Seems the
alright.
closest place to get
It
safe.
would be nice.
All right.
I would head there.
One more aerial weather. Jake, give me a roll. A 1d100.
E100 coming up. 34.
34. An elfling riding a horseless flying chariot, leaving fairy tracks as it moves, wisps by you, turns around, and comes over towards your ship. An elfling. Hello!
Hello there. Are we able to dock over here? Are you the harbor master?
No. My name's Majik.
Majik.
My name's
Don't
Majik.
insult him right away, Captain.
Where are you guys from? Your ship seems to be, for better for worse, looks pretty beat up.
Well, we did just kill a dragon. I mean, look at this. Pointing to the skull with a hole for the brain.
Majik's gonna say,
Really
I don't,
spilling the beans right away, huh?
never seen one of those. You must be from outsiders. Beware, be forewarned. Rules are very important on this island. No mischief. No mischief. But, welcome. Welcome to the Sky Kingdom.
Oh, we're in the Sky Kingdom.
The Sky
Fantastic.
Kingdom of... Fuck, I forgot the name of it. Should I just make one on the spot and just have a Freudian slip and call it Big Bush?
All right, the Sky Kingdom, Big Bush.
The Sky Kingdom of Boosh.
Boosh.
Boosh. The Sky Kingdom of Boosh.
It's
welcome.
quite big.
Anyway,
I like it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
would you guys like to make a deal?
Well, we just need to get docked for right now. Maybe come find us when we get a drink.
Well, my name is Majik. I'm a tradesman. I come out
What
here.
What kind of deal, by the way, as we're cruising in?
I sell trinkets and maps and things of all kinds.
Come. Do you have time to cruise
I
with
do
us
not.
as we dock?
I do not. Deal now or forever hold your peace. There are many
Well,
of ships
what's the
that
deal?
might want these maps I have.
What's the deal?
Well, I could sell you this map of the Kingdom of Boosh for, let's say, one of those. He points towards your one of the scales on the dragon.
How many scales do we have?
One for one.
Well,
Unless
how
you
many
want,
do we have on the
Oh.
on the ship?
you've got the whole dragon.
Oh,
I mean,
all
however
right.
much you took of it.
We can spare one.
We could spare one.
Perfect. Would you like to have two? Two for
2 maps.
Hang on. Can I see this map? Can I see this map before you sell it to us?
Sure. He mage hands.
Inspection.
He mage hands it over, and it's a map of. Well, he opens it up. What would you like to do? You just want to see what it says on it?
No, I want to do an insight to see if he's selling us bunk shit.
Interesting.
Nice.
If he's like selling us like
Wait.
one of those fake Oakleys when you go to Washington D.C.
I will cast guidance on you because I see you starting to look at it closer. You get a D4
Alright.
on top of it.
Nice. All right. So
What do
that
your
is-
dwarf eyes see?
So I got a 6. Fuck. All right. So I put, okay. Let me repeat this. So I rolled an 8, but I'm gonna quickly realize that I don't know what the fuck this thing says. So I'm just gonna do an intimidation and be like, "This is real, right? You're not selling us fake shit." With a 17.
Yes. Oh wait, hold on. Let me see if he's intimidation. Let me see if he's intimidated. So it would be my charisma versus or my wisdom. How Jake? Chris? How would you do an intimidation
You just roll
versus?
against
Well,
me.
like
Yeah.
typical frightened saves would be wisdom.
Well, he rolled a 8, and I would assume that he has like a +2. It doesn't matter. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, of course. This is real. This is very real. He's like, these maps have been used for years. Please.
Okay, just checking.
He's gonna
Been through some shit.
mage hand his way over and take one of your dragon.
If we open up this map, while he's still here, what does it say that the name of that port is? Or how's that port labeled on the map?
It has an elephant head drawn on it, and it said Port of. I fucking hate you, Chris.
You're welcome. I love you too, Spencer. You love the world build.
Yeah, it's the port of.
None your business.
Yeah. It's Tuskington Port.
Tuskington.
Tuskington Port.
Oh,
Also,
great.
home of the Loxodon.
Oh,
Of course.
wait. I'll look around for Booter for everyone. There's a. I'll wait till Majik is gone before revealing some information to the rest of the group.
Majik says, any more deals? You can always just ask for Majik. I'm around town. People know me. Good day.
Day to you. And once he's far enough away, one of the sages for the White Skull, I believe, was a Loxodon. The rumors in the books say that the sage is reborn in the as a Loxodon. So maybe we could talk to them, find out some more information while we're up here. They might be able to shelter us too from Doomhand.
Interesting.
But let's get down to port, get some rest.
Port Tuskington. You guys are going to pull up similarly to the way that you pulled up to the floating island of Tancock before you absolutely destroyed it. And you're going to land there.
was
Allegedly
one time.
destroyed it.
Yeah, allegedly. You're going to see... How do I visually do this? You're going to see there are no walls. Not like Tancock where there was a gate. You dock your ship. It's a lot quite larger than what I've drawn. I drew out. This place is huge, so you're essentially on an island the size of Tancock, which is attached to several other islands the size of Tancock, attached to a massive island. And on this Tancock, on this island of Tuskington, you see that it is primarily filled with Loxodon walking around, and there's housing on it. There's trade ports. It seems like the normal area. And as you pull up to the dock, there happens to be large wooden, I guess you would call them poles or port thing, where you can just drive your ship up and it'll hold. You can turn the thing off. It doesn't have to.
Oh, nice.
If it doesn't have to holding devices. So as you come in, you see a Loxodon waving you in. and these poles sort of shoot out from underneath, some sort of mechanics in the docking station, and slide up, and you feel the wood sort of rub up against your ship and hold it in position, and you see Eloxodon take his tusk or his hands and signal to you to cut the engine.
Hurricane, pull the crystal.
Okay, what do we gotta do?
Just pull the crystal. We're stopping.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I had to roll something.
No.
No, yet.
Okay.
And I think
Just RPing the relay.
Yeah, and I think just as you dock, you guys can do your long rest now on your own boat if you want, or you can go and explore the town. I do not have anything planned for this town at the moment, and I want to give it my all, so I think now is the good time to call the session.
Nice.
But I would do you can do
long rest.
Your long rest, you're leveling up your stuff. Jake, your character sheet while we're here, and I'll give you guys a full drawn out map of where you are, because I haven't done that in a while, or if not ever. You guys have always just been exploring randomly, so I'd rather give you guys a map full of insights and stuff, so you guys can just look at it and just know where you want to go and what you want to do.
Awesome. Well, congrats on your level ups. Let's mess Spencer's world up even more now.
Yeah. With that,